Welcome back to Arkansas Bigfoot. It's another awesome day to be out here in the woods. Tonight is the pink supermoon, the full moon. And every full moon for the last few months now, we've been getting a lot of activity, a lot of vocals, a lot of new structures and glyphs that have appeared. And we came back this evening and we're setting up some different stuff. I've got this camera on the tripod running on video mode, pointing at that first big gifting tree. In our last video, we had walked past some of the new glyphs. We were in the process of talking about stuff and didn't point them out, but there's plenty more where I'm standing that I can see that we're going to get to in just a second. I'm going to zoom in on that tree over there. It looks like it's all been remade. It'll be
sandbox has moved. I'm having trouble seeing, but
it'll be interesting to see how things transpire tonight. The one full moon back in February, we caught the orbs on the camera. We got a lot of vocals and computer and camera interference last month on the full moon. There's things that have popped up everywhere. That one there came last month, but it looks like it's been added to.
Yeah.
Most of them are in correlation with all of these arches that run through here, or at least the arches are within 15 yards of where all of these structures are. So doorways and symbols, highway markers and signs.
Little foot there.
It's evening. It's time for that old train to roll through again.
What's this for? Looks like the young one's been practicing.
The whole thing back here looks like they've been practicing the past day or two. I'm seeing stuff everywhere.
Yep, sandbox is turned. I can see from here. The rock is in it instead of beside it.
Yeah, and most of those limbs were kind of scattered around the last time we were here.
Well, the two on the left forming that X, or not. In fact, that's a double X. There's the two short ones and the one above it.
Well, let's get over there. There's a footprint you just walked right past.
Wow. That looks like Mama. Slide. There's the heel. There's the toes. Man, I know my legs haven't grown, but that ground gets further down every day.
this has been redone because a lot of it was laying loose.
We've got an A and a
I guess that's A or X or something.
triangle. There were 3 short limbs in there.
Well, you've got everything in the backpack, so.
I'm not sure. Can you make out what's in the sandbox? On the bottom left, it looks like something.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. It looks like something's just pressed down on it. I don't know.
Or 2 fingers swiped, or the rock was sitting on the left of it, like.
Yeah, the rock was out of the box there, but. Got so much stuff packed in that backpack for tonight, it might be a second trying to dig all that out. Well, we borrowed some advice from one of our subscribers and used brown paper bags in case we don't get out here for a few days. At least they'll kind of rot down instead of leaving plastic around in the woods. So
Yeah, they rearranged because I was just reaching up and sticking it right
yeah,
out.
they've got you all twisted around now.
I'll throw it out. They must have faith that I'll figure it out. One of the marbles is gone.
Well, we've kind of stepped around here for the last minute or two, but I was looking around this moss to see if I saw any more footprints in it.
I found that they buried it.
It's hard to tell right here because there's so much roots right under the surface of the moss that it's kind of like walking on a sidewalk right here. So have you bothered to find out what the significance of a pink supermoon is compared to another supermoon?
You know what? I dropped the ball and I did not.
You're getting lax on me.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm trying to hurry.
I said it's buried all in there, so.
I was looking for the marble that I put in.
Have you lost your marbles again?
I'm telling you, it's a sad state of affairs. Oh my God. He's playing with me. I mean, I just literally put that in there. Well, you can go on if you need to.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm going to be well on my way to my next human experience by the time you get all that stuff dug out.
You're funny, you know what? Alright, that's it for the moment. If I find it, I'll bring it back.
Well, maybe a part of one that's kind of washed over right there in the creek. Smaller one like Junior's. So it's just pink and that's all we know about it.
Hang on, we're going to resolve this.
You're gonna dig out your phone and research it real quick.
Yes, I am. Truth be told, I need to know anyway. Keep talking. All right.
Don't worry, I'm sure the subscribers have already beat you to the draw.
Probably.
Well, it's just pink. Okay, we'll go with that.
It's supposed to be the biggest one of 2020.
Between the combination of all the green foliage that's out and some of this new stuff that has been added on to the old stuff, looking a little different on the trail now. Well, there's something new. Get your head out of the phone for a second and look up.
I got it. Oh, yeah.
All of that was down on the ground a week ago.
Sure was. Said Big Daddy doesn't usually leave too many options for misidentification.
No, he wants you to know he's...
Seeing something in that dead pile there. my junior sits.
And there's a well-worn trail cutting down through there that you can obviously see now. Going right across that point toward where that little Foot's gifting tree is at. Well, there's something different.
Sorry, I was eating a spider.
Yeah, I'm trying to get another spider out of my...
How in the world?
Well, there's our big gifting tree in the back end of everything.
Now he's just being a show-off.
Well,
Let's do it.
okie dokie then.
So I said he does not want to be mistaken for anything or anybody else. I think he really enjoys it. The look on her face. How in the world?
I guarantee you it probably wasn't Junior unless he climbed up there and did that. If that was just to reach up and hang it, that had to be the big guy.
Yeah. You can almost see, oh, look right above the bucket. You see that? It almost looks like a face from here. Oh, wow. That just gave me the willies. In a good way, but... You see what I'm saying?
Not really, because these glasses aren't cooperating with me.
Just above the bucket. I mean, just.
Yeah, I think the shadows are kind of messing with me on the camera.
That's incredible. I've looked at that tree I don't know how many times, and I've never seen that until that bucket was underneath it. And something is different on the inside of the bottom. I don't know what I'm seeing.
Well, walk up there and touch it, see if something comes out.
You go first and eat the spider webs this way.
Well, what do you guess that to be? I'm 6'2", 6'3" with my boots on, and it's way higher than I could ever.
Where's the broken tree that he hung it on that last time?
Back there along the side of the creek.
It's probably near to that tall. Because I am about 5'7". Yeah, it's probably a good 12 feet up.
Yeah. Reach as high as you can reach just for a point reference.
I'm sorry, I was looking at my tree.
Well, I'm gonna rough guess it at 13. 13, maybe 14, depending on where you're standing down there.
And that whole outside edge is broken on it where it's gotten picked up and handled. I don't know if I can get underneath. Okay, well. There's the yellow squishy ball that was under the ground nest. This thing's soaking wet.
Hold that where we can see the right into the end of it there, the other end.
It's kind of
You see that pulp in there? That's what we were trying to explain to Lewis that night on that podcast. They would pull that pulp out of that stuff.
I guess this is for you, Lewis. Or whomever wasn't sure what we were talking about.
But that's that orangish looking wood. Does it smell like cedar or smell like anything?
You want to smell it? My nose isn't.
I don't really smell anything to it, but
That's been stripped. And it is soaking wet. I mean, I can feel how wet, like it came out of this creek.
but that's what we were trying to explain, were those pieces of wood we were finding, and they would split them and pull all that center pulp out, and we couldn't ever find where the center pulp had disappeared to, whether they were...
What's funny about that is I don't know that that's the same wood. I don't know that that's cedar.
I don't know, but that's the same look.
It's really cool.
I assume it's the same stuff. We kind of speculated that if it was cedar, maybe they pulled that stuff out and rubbed with it, kind of like a tick or a bug repellent. I don't know.
And they might with the cedar.
I don't know that that's a fact. That's just a thought, but yeah, they heard us complain out here about the ticks all hatching and coming out, so
that was not cedar though.
maybe that's their can of deep woods off. I don't know.
I was trying to see if I saw any hair or anything.
Well, that blows my mind right there. That's 13 or 14 foot up there.
If there's hair, I'm not seeing it.
So 2 months ago on the full moon, it was back about 25 or 30 yards that way. A great big tree was broke off 12 or 13 foot up in the air, and it was hanging off of it.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do.
Well, put it in the backpack. I guess it's for us.
That's weird.
So
It almost looks like it's marked.
left it right there where you leave the apple. So I'm
You
going.
see the X?
Yeah, I see. Like a fingernail has marked it.
Huh.
So I'm going to say that's for us. So keep it.
Well, I'll leave squishy balls. I cannot see the big guy playing with the squishy balls.
No, we had it over here underneath this great big ground nest. It laid there for what, a month and a half, 2 months, and when
We haven't gotten that far yet.
when we came back here and showed everybody those Oregon blocks and that grid, I said maybe Junior's outgrown playing with it.
Maybe the little one's one doing this.
Maybe the little one's messing around with it now. I don't know.
Her behavior's been totally different than Junior so far. Or his, I don't know. Planes, trains.
How is it all the time that we're around in the backyard and out here and whatever,
I know.
we don't ever hear or notice the planes until we get back here messing with this stuff? Well, the beads are still up there, but I
There
think
was a red flower.
they're,
You know, it was, what do you call it? I think I brought it out a little after Christmas. It looked like a poinsettia.
yeah, weren't those hanging in the front,
Look at the
hanging
ground.
down?
Where the squishy ball and the red flower were. Right there.
Yeah, that's all dug out.
They're pretty little. Oh.
I bet that little one's been back here.
These were hanging here. I'll leave them.
we're gonna hang out back here for a while this evening and run the other. Wait a minute. Look at the rocks.
That's all sideways now. Big ones around the outside are essentially the same, except this one had been here and these two had been on either side of the line of orgon blocks, but now the orgon's going this way. They still are on the side of the orgon blocks, but it's going a different direction. Alright, Pappy, that's all you. Okay.
Was that another glyph that had been there, or is that, looks like maybe the little one was trying to imitate the big one?
Maybe.
But our rock stack hasn't changed, it's still there.
Still has the pieces of rock where they were clapping.
So yeah, it's all still there, it's just been rotated. And the one is moved to the opposite end.
And then that big stick at the top of it is new. That's a big piece of cedar.
And whatever was there, that little glyph looking thing, it's kind of not there now.
And that little wire is gone. There was that little...
I thought I saw it laying over here, I think.
I don't know. Apparently not important.
Is this it?
Might be.
I don't know if it's the same one or not. It's...
Too many sticks in these ones. A second ago, you might kind of scan around a bit.
I think we'll have to name these Lewis limbs.
Lewis limbs.
The stick sticking out of the ground. I don't know which direction it came from.
Right here. This used to be where Junior would play hide and seek, but I don't know if the little one's in there. We might catch her on camera, but not to the naked eye, I can tell you. I'm looking in the trees here. She's not mad, she's just making racket.
Alright guys, well, we're going to get set up for the evening. This camera here won't do us much good in another 15 or 20 minutes once that sun gets beyond those trees. So we will catch you on the next run. Appreciate you tagging along. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. Be good to one another.